how to create an effective holiday structure is what we are learning about today. Now, whether it's holiday or every other day, a structure is a tool to create a deliberate family system. It simply means knowing what to do, what are important to you, what to do, how to do them, when, where, and all of that. Now, during the holidays, something happens. Very many parents just leave their children to the television. You hear things like, oh, my children don't watch TV during school days, or they have limited time to watch TV during school days. So holiday is when they have free access, have unlimited access to television. I always say why TV is amazing, is super amazing, because children learn a great deal by watching TV. They learn geography, they learn history, they learn religion, they learn people, places, everything. They learn to speak well, they learn mathematics, they learn a lot from television. But the truth of the matter is, the skills your child will need to navigate life practically. Life is practical. Perseverance, patience, forgiveness, tolerance, resilience, determination, responsibility, all of them, those practical life skills your child will need, your child will not learn them in front of the television. It's a simple truth. So before you decide to, okay, let me let my child watch television all through the holiday, you want to sit back and ask, what child do you want to raise? It is why I always talk about vision. I am big on vision. I want everyone following me to also be big on vision, because at the end of the day, your vision determines what you are going to put in raising that your child. And television is good, but a fine balance is certainly what you need to nurture the child towards your vision. And crafting your parenting vision for the holiday is definitely a great tool that will help you nurture the child you have in your big picture. So let's go right into how to craft an effective structure for the purpose of holiday. Now remember, structure is not just for holidays. No, we have institutions using structure. We have schools, boarding houses, for example. We have military, they use structure. It is why they are very effective. So it's not just about holiday. You need structure every day. So if you go through this channel, you realize that there is a video already on crafting effective structure for your parenting. We already have it. So today's zone is specifically for the holiday. Is specifically designed for you to give a fine balance between gadgets, your phones, your TV, and having your children also learn, grow, and work towards the big picture you have. So let's go into crafting an effective holiday structure. My name is Enimia Orebo, and this is Parenting with Enimia Orebo. I'm the lead coach at the Visionary Parent Academy. It's an academy where parents come together to craft their parenting vision, set their goals, and get empowered to smash their parenting goals. Life is not just random. No, your children need to be prepared, and you need to be prepared to prepare your kids. And that is what we do in the Visionary Parent Academy. I tell you, it's an academy where you get results. It's an academy you love to be. So if you're a member of the academy, just leave it in the comment section and let others who are benefiting from this courtesy of you see what we are doing there. And if you are not with us, you need to join us, because you are missing a great deal. Quickly talk about the importance of a holiday structure. One, it gives them a sense of direction. They know what to do, when, how, where, and all of that. Then those annoying behaviors you are not comfortable with, oh, I'm hungry every split second, I'm bored, or bickering and rivalry, it reduces it a great deal. Another thing that happens in holiday structure is it reduces their time they spend on television or gadgets. Yes, it happens, and it empowers them to manage themselves, manage their time. It just empowers them with responsibility, with skills for self-management. Now, these are some of the importance of holiday structure. So let's go into how to craft your holiday structure. Okay, so first thing, when it comes to crafting your structure, whether holiday or any time, I always say I don't think any parent should be living randomly. Every parent is expected to be intentional. So you know what you want per time. You actually know what you want from your child, and you are able to so you have goals. Every now and then you have your goal as a parent. Your child has a goal, so you have this goal fitting into your holiday. So you define your expectations, you define your goals. That's the very first thing you want to do. Your goals, your expectations, and then you look at your factors. What factors do you have? You have to consider factors like availability. You have to consider factors like age. You have to consider a lot of other factors. Those are the things you want to know. So what are your expectations? Okay, let's say this holiday, I want my child to learn a skill. How old is my child? Can my child learn this skill? Do I need to supervise my child? Do I need to support my child to learning this skill? Will I be at home? Will I be available to actually help my child learn these skills? So you consider all those things. What time does my child need to learn this skill? Where is he learning this skill? Do I have a place near I want him to learn? Let's look at other things. You want your child to, okay, my child is struggling in a particular grade. In school is my goal. I want my child to get better by the time they resume. This subject, this topic he's struggling with, I want him to get better by the time he resumes school. So you want to sit back and ask yourself, okay, I want to get a lesson teacher for my child. Will I be at home? Reality, you know, what are the factors really? Will I be at home for the lesson teacher to come and teach my child? Or what other ways can I actually help him get better? Is it that, okay, when I'm home in the evenings, I just put on YouTube for him, I Google some videos and he watches them to get better? So you actually want to look at your factors, define your expectations, set your goals, and understand your factors. Again, I do not expect any parent following me not to have a vision. I don't expect any parent following me to be random. You know, if you are following me, you have a vision. You are not random. And if you've watched my previous videos on vision, you realize that it's not just, oh, I want my child to be a lawyer, I want my child to be a doctor. No, your vision has to be broken down into periodic goals, into actionable steps every time. So per time, you know exactly what you want. For example, you hear someone say, okay, I want my child at 13, my child kind of has a flair for this. So at 13 years old, I want my child to have learned this skill reasonably. That is a vision. Your vision is seeing your 13-year-old girl and boy or girl excel in a particular path. That is a vision, for example. So you want to say, okay, how do I help my child learn this thing? So you are going to say, okay, I'm going to break it down. School days are not realistic, so let me make it holiday. So your holiday vision can be, your holiday goal can be, okay, he's going to get to stage 2 in these things. He's going to learn something. So in the learning process, he's going to get to stage 2, or he's going to have this learning introduced to him. For example, I want my child to learn how to edit videos, my older son. So school days are really not realistic for him. They are not realistic at all. So we are leaving it at holidays. I want him to at least get basic introductory part of it. So he's looking at, okay, how to cut, how to join, how to do basic things. That is it. So what do you want? It can also be, okay, I want my children to read. I want them to have read 2-3 books in the holiday. It's a goal, and you know why you want them to read books, you know. So you want to have a goal, you want to have a vision. You just don't live in vacuum. You don't say, oh, the holiday is short, I'm not going to make use of it. You remember, they have only one long holiday, and it may not be enough for them to learn everything. And school days are not realistic for me, especially. They're not realistic. So you want to always be intentional. You don't want to just be random. No, you want to be intentional. One thing is, your children really may not use those skills you are learning. For example, they may not use those skills. They may grow up and have an interest in a particular thing. Interests always change, you know. But that learning those things will keep them busy, positively busy, and positively distracted in a time of a lot of distractions. So they are positively distracted. You are keeping them engaged in their body, their mind, their soul. And again, you can never tell if they're going to take it up and run with it. So first thing you want to do is to understand your goals, define your expectations. That is the very first thing you want to do, and understand your factors. Now, after defining your goals, the next thing you want to do is to make a list of your child's everyday activities, the activities you know they are going to engage in during the holidays. You want to look at activities. You want to look at, okay, maybe one of the things I want is for them to minimize watching TV. I don't want to watch TV from the beginning of the day to the end. No. So what I want to do is, you cannot say don't watch TV and you leave them empty. No, you are going to look for something to replace that TV time. Now remember, in replacing a particular thing, the thing you are using to replace it has to be equally fulfilling. Now remember, TV is fun, TV is easy, TV is entertaining, or it's easy. Everything you can describe TV. So you want to look for alternative, at least that can provide something close to television. So you want to say, okay, and I remember the aim of that thing is to teach them life skills. It's not just to replace television because everybody is saying minimize television. No, you look at something that can make up for something that can teach them that thing you want them to learn in place of television. So you want to look at, okay, I actually want them to learn resilience. I want them to learn critical thinking. I want them to learn responsibility. I want them to learn to take care of themselves, time management, and all of that. So those are the things television would not teach them that I actually want them to learn. So what do you want to do? You want to provide alternative that will teach them those things that will easily be fun, easy, that will meet their needs the way television meets their needs. So you want to itemize all the things your children do every day. What do they do during this? What would they be doing during this holiday? Let's say TV. They are going to watch TV. Okay, let me use me as a practical example. Some of the things I want my children to do for this holiday, or some of the activities rather. Some of the activities during the holiday is they wake up in the morning, they'll pray, we'll study the Bible. My two older children are in mentorship classes for preteens. So they will take the first few minutes to join their classes. After that they'll learn skills. They'll learn skills. We'll make our time to bond or to do an activity together as a family, because my holiday theme is learn and play. That's fun. Okay, another thing you want to do really is you want to theme your holiday. You want to theme your holiday. It's important. You want to theme your holiday and you want to get a mantra. After theming your holiday, you want to get a mantra for it. Something that will easily remind everyone that, hey, holiday. Maybe your children are always bickering, for example. You want to theme your holiday like, okay, love rules, or love reigns, or love lives here. So, or love. Bonding can be your theme. They want to get a mantra that love lives here, you know. So you just always sing it and remind them all the time. Love lives here, love lives here. So you want to make sure you one of your activities during this holiday is deliberate activities that will promote bonding, that will promote togetherness. You know, you want to look for all of that. That's just a way. So I was sharing with you the things my kids do. I want my kids to do. I want them to read non-academic books. At least they'll read 1 or 2 novels before they go back for the school resumes. I want us to be explore our spirituality, like spiritual life, more than we do during school days. You know, school time doesn't always allow Bible study, reading, meditation, and all of that. We are doing that during the holiday. We create time to bond. Our school time doesn't always allow much, so create special time every day to bond. And then they will also have enough free time to play. In the midst of this, they'll have enough free time to play. And I also want them to do their revision, their schoolwork revision, a bit of it. When they get their results tomorrow, they bring their books. They are going to infuse 30 minutes a day to do their revision. Now, these are the things we are looking at. And then they have their individual skills they want to practice. Like I mentioned, my son learning video editing is something that he wants to dedicate 30 minutes a day to practicing. And my daughter is also very creative, so she wants to explore more and see what she can find herself doing. Now, these are the activities for the day. So let me now go into putting into a structure. Now, for your structure to be effective, it has to be easy. That is, it has to be flexible. It has to be rewarding. You have to carry your kids along. When I say flexible, I mean it's not just something that is so rigid. I remember one time I saw someone sharing a structure online, and because structure is meant to empower your child, it's meant to teach your child responsibility, accountability, to teach your child self-governance. It's only about spelling out expectations and let your child take the lead. It's not choking the child. So there are some during holidays especially, you see a structure flying about. I remember seeing one, and the person was writing 8 to 9, read 9 to 10, craft 10 to 11, football 11. Are you kidding me? It means you are not. That is overparenting. It's also overparenting. Your structure can overparent for you. If your child is not allowed to breathe, if your child is not allowed to detect what they are going to do the next moment, so that is not structure. So the hours, you want to look at the time you have, and then it is rigid. It's rigid and your child will not enjoy it, and it becomes, even for you as a parent, it's not sustainable. You cannot even sustain it. And once you cannot sustain it, it is not a structure. A structure is fixed. It's like you have a structure of a building. It's not changing, it's not moving, it's fixed. That is how it is. So except you want to change it, you want to do a major work when it comes to changing it. That's what happens to structure. So when you that crafted the structure cannot sustain it, then it's not structure. It's not good, because structure is supposed to naturally just create a family system for you. A family system, something like, oh, this is what we do in my family, this is how we do things, this is how it works here. It's not everyone knows. Your kids already knows, this is it. System family runs smoothly, whether you are there, you are not there, it runs smoothly. That's what makes it a system. It's kind of automated. You've put structure, you put the structure, and it runs smoothly. So now when your structure is not sustainable, it will not become a system. It's going to break at some point, because you are not able to follow it through. And the reason is, when your structure is too rigid, you cannot follow it through. Your children are going to feel choked, are going to feel suffocated. So what you want to do is to make sure your structure is very flexible. So another thing you want to do in your structure is you carry your children along. You just don't wake up and craft something. No, you carry your children along. They have a role to play. It's structure for them. So they have an input. They have to say something, share their thoughts and all of that on the structure. So you carry them along, and you make your structure rewarding. I'm going to talk about that. Making it rewarding is one way children learn to follow through. Let's talk about my own structure. Now, these are the things for me. When they wake up 6:30 a.m. Then we study the Word of God. From 6:30 to 7:30, we study the Word of God. It's interactive. It has to be fun. Make it fun. It's interactive. It's fun. Everyone has something to say, except the days I want to record what I'm saying. Maybe I have a superior opinion, or I'm taking the passage as a teachable moment, so I want to record it for the Visionary Parents Academy members to listen to. I just do the talking. Otherwise, they do a lot of the talking. Then they have, like I said, they are in mentoring classes, and so they take their mentoring classes from 7:30 to 8 a.m. So after that, they do their bathing, their breakfast, and the original plan was for them to prepare their breakfast, lunch, prepare all their meals during this holiday. But I realized that no, it's not going to be very realistic. So breakfast, I prepare breakfast. So after breakfast, we eat and all of that. They bathe, they eat. While they are bathing, I prepare the breakfast. After that, they come, we eat. After that, they are going for their reading. Remember I said we read storybooks or any other books, any self-help book they are reading. My kids, they read Oliver Twist, Purple Hibiscus by Chimamanda Adichie. They read what's the other one? Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe. The 3 books they've read so far during this holiday. So they have other books they are going to read. So it's not pressured. They don't have to finish 10 books during this holiday. They just read. We have a couple of books they are reading. They just pick the ones they want to read. It's not the one I'm imposing on them. I have done my part by buying certain books I know are appropriate, so they pick the ones they want to read, and they read during this holiday. Now, what makes this reading fun for us is we are not reading the whole day. No, so they read, we finish by 9 and 9 to 1. However, 9 to 1 is not entirely for reading. We read for like 9 to 12 for the older kids, and for the younger kid, he reads anytime. 7, he reads from 9 till anytime he wants to stop, he stops. So they read for 9 to 12. Now, in between that 9 to 12, there are breaks. There are stretch out breaks, stretch out breaks, and water breaks, and all of that. After that, then we are doing a book review. They write down what they learned from the book, anything at all, any impression the book made, what they would have loved to change if they were the author. They just write down a few things from the book, and then it becomes fun. Then they sit and we review it. We review that one from 12 to 1 o'clock. Whenever we finish reviewing it, most times it doesn't take up to 12 o'clock, except we are having a long conversations, laughing about it. Now, because they are looking forward to the review, it encourages them to read and pay attention, to want to share something. It must be fun. It must be easy. So it's not just like they are reading and it's boring. No. Especially for children. If you have children who love to talk, children who love to who love to talk, who love to move about and all of that, you want to infuse review into their book. So after the book review, that is it. 1 p.m. that is it. They go find what they'll eat for lunch. After that, they go have their play, unstructured play. They can decide to take that time. The one learning video editing can decide to take that time to learn video editing. My daughter, she's been using her hand and needle to sew things. I'm thinking of getting the sewing machine for her because she's pretty creative. She just has beautiful ideas in her head. She knows how to just cut clothes and stitch them together to put her teddy. You know, it doesn't mean she will grow up again to come and become a fashion designer. No, hell no. It doesn't mean that. It just means that she has a creative mind. She has a creative mind, so she can be a creator someday, and she can create anything that she wants to create. So in order to encourage her creativity, I just let her explore everything. Now she's sewing, tomorrow she wants to crochet, is okay. Then my 7-year-old doesn't really know where he belongs. No, he's still everywhere. So it's not pressure thing. It's not pressure thing. So that is it. Then after that, then in the evening, when we are back from all the play and all of that, after dinner, they do 30 minutes revision. And the revision is not like bringing their school book again, sit down and start reading over and over again. No, what we simply do is we just get some of the topics, we Google them, we see them on YouTube and watch them. They learn, kind of a reminder. They learn if they are learning about a respiratory system, for example. We just Google respiratory system, we see it on YouTube, they watch, they learn a few things about respiratory system, after which they go and sleep. And most times they don't want to sleep until they are reading their storybooks and they read it to sleep. So that's basically my own. So you can see it is very flexible. It's not like rigid. At the same time, it's not like it's going to keep them occupied. It's going to keep their mind going. And in the midst of all of this, we want to create time to bond. I talked about it. We have 30 minutes. That time we are using to do our revision. We're using that time to also bond. We're watching video, we are laughing, we are seeing it, we are sharing ideas, create things. We're using that time to bond. And then we have 30 minutes during the day also. We just take one activity, we just do together, we just bond. Fun activity. Like today, we intend putting our prayer board. We intend erecting, or should I say erecting, or drawing our prayer board, for example. So that's basically it. It's not like a structured thing. So at the end of the day, your kids are not just playing away. During that their free time, they can watch TV. If that's what they want during their free time, good and fine. They can spend their free time watching TV, is what they want. If they want to play about, they can watch their spend their free time playing about. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that play is not first thing. It's not first thing. When you are creating a structure for your children, play is not first thing. You always tell them that, okay, to make it rewarding for them is, these are the things you are doing. You wake up, you do this, you do this, you do that, you read your books. You can say you read for 2 hours, you read for 1 hour. When you finish reading, then the next thing you want to do, you have enough time to play. So play becomes something to reward them for the reading they are reading. So because it's not necessarily that you are using it to reward them. It's just like the order. It's the order of life. The serious things come first. Like you go to work in the morning, you come back later, you sleep. Serious things come first. Okay, so let's look at if you are still working, your kids on holiday, how do you make your structure effective? It's the same thing. All you need to do is just write out everything they're supposed to do in the day. Remember, you have to carry them along. You all sit down, you talk about it. You help them set goals. I have a book, Holiday Adventure. It is going to be very helpful for you at this point. Holiday Adventure, you need it. It's just 1,000 naira for today. After today, you may get it more. So you just go through it. You sit with them, you set goals with them, you explain to them why they need to set the goals, and you create a structure for them. You explain to them how the structure works and everything. If you are just starting, if this is the first time you want to be intentional about creating structure, otherwise you would have already had it running. So you just don't have them. They are not going to be random. You tell them, this is what you are going to do. When you finish doing this, you do this, you do this, you do that, and then you make the end part rewarding, such that it can be watch TV, it can be take snacks, it can be go outside and play, or go and do some fun thing you want to do. You know, that is the structure. Now, I know parents will say, okay, how do I make them remember to do it? One of the things that happen is, it's not as if your children don't want to follow through, they don't remember. So you need an alarm system, an alarm clock, or you need a phone that you can set periodically. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Just tell them, okay, when the alarm rings, you know that you are going to do the dishes. When it rings again, go and read your book. When it rings again, stop reading your book, prepare lunch, and eat. When it rings again, go and play as much as you play. Play as much as you play. When it rings again, come back inside, do your sweeping, do your tidying up, and everything you can do. When it rings again, go and play. Now make sure that they have a lot of fun activities in between. They have play, they have play, whatever they mean by play. Healthy play though. Designing, joining things together, being creative. They just have play in between. That way, when you are not at home, it's easy for them to follow through. And when you come back, of course, you have to acknowledge their effort and praise them. That way, your structure becomes effective. So if you got value, do well to share, like, comment. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. My name is Elimie Orebo. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'm the lead coach of the Visionary Parent Academy, an academy where parents are empowered, an academy where parents who in Sabi Day, where they are learning, getting empowered to become more intentional in their parenting. So if you want to join us, just leave a comment and we'll tell you how to join us. Bye for now.